Welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing why Luffy may have some of the most useless abilities in anime history. IRL. Of course, anime wise, one of the more stronger people. His story is still going. One Piece won't end until the 2030s. And we can't wait what comes up with more from Oda with Gear 5 with all this hockey, but hopefully everyone's getting maxed out and we're pushing to this final war. Come on, we in this rocks flashback for quite a long time. It's been at least a month, but he was cooking. Oda been cooking with rocks, to be for real. I'm sad to see rocks about to get going, but hopefully we have another week or two of his travels and his end. Either way, I'm talking about his general abilities. Of course, hockey itself is actually pretty useful, except for Conqueror's hockey, because I think IRL, if anyone had Conqueror's hockey, it would be abused, and mostly, depending on how powerful your hockey is, can cover a wide range of area. So even if, say, me or you or somebody who's listening to this video were to generally use their Conqueror's hockey and made everybody sleep, crazy work. And they didn't mean it, they just used it, because most, like, as they said previously, you can leak hockey. And if you really upset, you can put hockey henceforth. But like armament hockey is pretty useful. And of course, observation hockey is useful. Kind of seeing what's going on behind you and around you and in your surroundings are, useful to you. And armament, of course, is useful to like durability, making yourself armor in case you run into something that you really need to perk up. Pause. You could put that armor around you and keep yourself safe. Plus, no one can really see hockey, so for people, they'll just see you standing there. But devil fruit. Now, as some people explained on the last post, and as it's been explained, his power is imagination. He can make anything become real when he's in Gear 5. Anything can be as real. That is his main ability from the Hito no Mi Nika. Devil fruit. Now, of course, the rubber, useless. I know it generally, he can distract from guns and mostly all that, but who's out here getting a firefight? Who's out here getting into a firefight there? You actually, unless you are actively seeking danger from yourself, like Luffy is most of the story, you don't need his devil fruit. You don't need to become rubber. Of course, being elongated and letting yourself become long is quite useful, in different aspects of your life, of course, but mostly you do not need it unless what do you need a big hand for? What do you need to elongate your arm, legs for? And most people are smarter than Luffy, but Luffy was a tactile genius when it comes to his devil fruit. He knows how to use it to the best of his abilities, while us people could not hide the fact that we are elongating ourselves, rather to catch the train, rather to catch somebody, pull someone away, avoid danger. Nothing is going on where you can really grab onto something to pull yourself out of anything, unless you live in a major city. I think his ability is more major city focused, because if you were somewhere in like Kentucky, Kansas, you'd be stretching yourself for miles trying to find something to hold on, just because there's nothing there. While you're in the city, you're in all these major cities, there's something to hold on to. You could grab something, you could elongate yourself, but it's not an ability you can really hide. Somebody gonna come after you, and they gonna get you, of course. And not many of us are going to master Luffy's abilities IRL, not to his devil fruit to the utmost. And of course, getting his other gears and plus Gear 5 would be, of course, not possible, because you're actively not getting in the situations Luffy is not getting in. There's no pirates, there's no pirate age, there's no danger like that, unless you finna fight in a war. I beg you not to. There's no advancement of the devil fruit to get to these other stages in the devil fruit's development. No reason. But say you were to attain all that, what would you need the gears for? Snake Man, for what? Gear 5, I could see, especially with the power of imagination, and proving yourself to be a threat to the government itself. You'll be actively hunted, but whatever. And that's kind of it. The only useful thing about Luffy is hockey. straight. But his devil fruit himself, if it was transferred onto any average person, not one that's looking to do crime, someone who generally just goes to work, maybe has a family, maybe doesn't, and comes home, what do you need it for? Unless, of course, making yourself elongated helps in different things, but not in everyday life. He can't do that's kind of it. He can't really do much. His power of imagination, letting things become real, is cool if you're a creative and imaginative person. An average human don't do creative or imaginative things. And many of us have played Minecraft. Unless you are a child and have that childlike mind as an adult, then I could see it. Most of us don't. Other than that, it's pretty useless IRL. Of course, his enhanced strength, his durability, his speed, of course, are all pretty much useful, especially when you count on the hockey. Just not Conqueror's hockey, but when you count on, all this other stuff that you may get into where you would need enhanced strength, enhanced speed, durability. Of course, that's helpful just because life be lifing. But the devil fruit, not necessary. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, change my mind.